The topic is relation mapping and functions. But in this video, we are going to discuss a mapping, right? What exactly is a mapping, and then look at some of how to find the rules of the mapping. Okay, now what is a mapping? When you say something is a mapping, this is whereby, okay, let me use this diagram to demonstrate that, right? So assuming you are part of these people over here, right? So let's say this is your apartment, you guys, the three of you, this is your apartment, and once each one of you has a partner, right? So let's say this is your partner's house, right? So this is you guys, your apartment, and this is your partner's house. Once each one of you has a partner, then we say you guys become a mapping, right? So that is just a simple definition of that. So in this case, once everybody here, I'm not talking about these people, we don't care whether everybody here has a partner, but our focus here is that you guys, right? You guys, you are assuming you are part of these people, right? So you guys, each one of you, I mean each one of you has what? A partner. Then we can say that this is what we call a mapping. Remember, I said we don't care about these people, right? We don't really care about these people. Once each one of you has a partner, we call it a mapping. And the second one is that you have to make sure that each one of you has only one partner, right? Each one of you has only one partner. Should in case one person, let's assume Josephine belongs to Noah, right? That is okay. Jennifer belongs to Abel, so Jessica belongs to Joseph. That is okay. You can see that everyone has only one partner, right? Everyone has. Should in case Josephine belongs to as Noah as well as Abel, we don't call it a mapping, right? The first one is that each one of you must have a partner. Now, if you guys have a partner, then the second one is that you guys also belong to only one partner. I mean, only one partner. There's no way you can go for two partners. Okay, so that's a simple definition of mapping, in my opinion. Now, let's look at a way of describing or writing it in mathematics terms and so on and so forth. So the first one will be an arrow diagram. So this is what we call an arrow diagram, right? So arrow, you can see that the arrow is moving from here, your apartment, to your partner's apartment, right? So this is pure example of an arrow diagram. And then the second one is you can use set of ordered pairs. So when you say a set of ordered pair, right? You say maybe the two of you and your partner are pairs, right? You guys are working in pairs. So two things. So ordered. The word ordered here, it must be in order, right? What I mean by the order, there's no way Jessica can go in the long run and say that her partner is Abel, right? It's not possible, right? According to this, we know that Jessica belongs to what? Joseph, right? Jessica belongs to what? Joseph. So that's what we mean by the ordered, the arrangement of matters over here. So the set of ordered pairs. So remember, the word is a set. So we are going to keep you guys in one room. So let's say, so now what I mean by the order, you and your partner, you and your partner, you and your partner, you and your partner, right? So I listed two over here. So this is one, that is what Josephine, Noah, right? Josephine and Noah, and then Jennifer and Embe. And then the third one, list the third one in the comment section below, right? Just list the third one. So this is what we call what? An ordered pair. So you and your partner, right? You and your partner is what we call an ordered pairs. You and your partner. I'm not saying you and someone's partner, right? Okay. And then the third one will be algebraic relation. So the algebraic relation here, don't let the name scare you. So one thing in mathematics is that you must know the meaning behind the name, right? So let's focus on that. And then here we are going to look at what is the algebraic relation or an equation over here. So it looks like this. So y is equal to 2x plus 1. Don't let this thing worry. The most important, you have to know where this guy and these guys are coming from. So okay, that is okay. So from now on, this y here, you can say, let's say we are using the y to represent your partners, right? So y this y here can be your partner. So you can see this y is your partner, and then the x is you, right? The S is you watching me right now. So what I mean by that, this Y here can represent, when I go to the arrow diagram, this Y, the Y can represent anyone from this house, your partner's house, right? Anyone from this house can be Y, and then anyone from this portion here can also be X, right? So anyone from here is Y, anyone from your this guy can also be the X. So technically, so your partner's house, or maybe mathematically, your partner's house is what we call a codomain, right? So codomain. So if you haven't watched that video, just try and watch that video. That's where we explain the codomain and domain perfectly. And then here, the name of you where you are is what we call the domain. Is that okay? So the name of your apartment is domain, the name of your partner's apartment is what you call what? The codomain. That is a technical definition of that. Okay, now this whole thing here will be the relation, how you guys are being connected together, right? This whole thing, that's the 2x plus 1, is how you guys are being connected together. Don't let this thing worry. In just a few minutes I'll use example to demonstrate that perfectly for your understanding. Okay, now the fourth one, or the fourth way of representing a mapping is what? By using some graph. So graph, I have a simple graph here on my board. So this is how the graph looks like, right? So now this is what we call a coordinate system. So maybe two line being intersect, right, like this, and this is what we call. So you have to make sure that you know the arrangement. You see, the arrangement matters here. So here, this line here belongs to you people, your apartment, right? You watching me right now. So this line is your partner's apartment. You can see, right? So I'm using the blue pen to differentiate that. So your partner's apartment is here, right? Your partner's apartment. So this line is what you guys are lining up on, right? You guys are on this line, and this line for your partners. So pay attention. The order is very, very important here. So I'm going for just only first ordered. Now I can use the technical term. So I'm going to pick the first ordered pair. It means that Josephine and Noah are partners, right? So let's see how to represent that on the graph. So you can see this line is for what? The first people, right? Those who are looking for their partners. So I'm going for Josephine will be here, and then Noah is somewhere here, right? So this is where they intersect. Is that okay? This is where the two of them intersect. So this is where their point will be. So in other ways, we can say that, let's say we want to say mathematical, let's say here is 2, right? Just is on 2, and then here is also 4. So the point here will be 2, 4, right? The point will be 2, 4. Is that okay? Meaning that Josephine is 2, and then her partner is what? 4, right? So here is 2, and then you locate the 4 on this side. So the 4, then this where they intersect is exactly where they are supposed to be, right? So that this is graphical representation. If you enjoyed the video, just subscribe to the channel now so you can see more content like this. Now let's dive into how to find the rule of what particular mapping. What I mean by the rule here is how to determine the relation, how the two of you are being connected, right? How the two of you are being connected. Yeah, for this while we are saying that Josephine has Noah as a partner, Jennifer and Eben, Jessica and Joseph, but we are not saying anything about how they are connected, right? So let's look at that. How do you have to, or how do you make sure that the two guys are connected by a certain rule? So let's check that. So here you can see that I'm having how to find the rules of what mapping, right? So what I mean by the mapping, the connection between two people, right? The first one we will discuss is the linear mapping, right? So linear mapping, when they say something is a linear, you see, don't let this name scare you. So I will explain that in just a few minutes. So a linear, for two people to be linear, right? Or let me use that meaning for easy understanding. So for two people to be linear, first thing first, you have to make sure that the difference between the domain and the codomain are constant. So when I use the word codomain and the codomain, you can see that earlier on I said here where your partners are partners is what we call the codomain, and then where you guys are what we call the domain, right? The ladies are here, so the gentlemen are also here. So their apartment is called a codomain, and then the ladies apartment is what we call what? The domain, right? So what I mean by saying a function has to be linear, or right, you have to make sure that the difference between the domain and the codomain, I mean the ladies apartment and the gentleman's apartment, have to be constant. So I'll explain this thing just in a few minutes. So after checking, that is should be your first point. What are we heading to? We are heading towards something that is a linear mapping, right? A linear mapping. When I say something is a linear mapping, first thing you have to make sure that the difference between the domain and the codomain are constant. So I'll explain that by using example, a pure exams question to demonstrate that. Now, in general, after checking that in general, then this is how the rule or the connection between the ladies and the gentlemen looks like, right? So I've already explained it. This y is for the gentleman, and then the x here is for the lady, right? This y is for the gentleman, the x here is for the lady. So let's say your partner is here and you are here, right? Your partner is here and then you are here. This a and b can be any number, right? A and b can be any number. Is that okay? Okay, very, very simple. That should be your first step. Whenever you have a problem, you have to make sure that you check whether the difference between what the domain and the codomain are constant. And then if they are constant, then you can be bold and say that what the mapping is a linear mapping. And then if it is a linear, this is how it will look like. Right? Just write this still down, then let's check that. So you see, in mathematics, for you to use any definitions, what I mean by definitions or any formula, you have to know exactly where the members are coming from. What I mean by the members, you have to know where this guy's coming from, where this guy's coming from, as well as the two of them. Is that okay? So let's see where they are coming from or how to get them. So A here, A here, you see this thing means that the difference in Y over the difference in S. So let's say the difference in the partners over the difference in what in the what the ladies over here. So the difference in the gentlemen over the difference in what the ladies, right? So that is for the A. Someone may ask, what about the B, right? What about the X? What about the Y? We have a look at that in just a few minutes. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe and like and share the content like this. Alright, so let's use a simple exams question to demonstrate that. So now let's say we have this diagram here that says that we should find the rule of what this mapping, right? You see, as you can see, the x maps to y, 1 maps to 2, 2 maps to 5, 3 maps to what 8, 4 maps to what 11, 5 maps to what 14, right? That is very, very simple. Now what it means is that a lady here has a partner to be y. Okay, so we are going to use the x for the ladies, right? As you can see, so x can be anybody from this set, right? As well as y can be anybody from this set. So now when you get to the numbers aspect, it means that the x has a partner to be what y, and then 1 has a partner to be 2, and the 2 has a partner to be 3, and the 3 has a partner, and so on and so forth. Is that okay? Now remember what the rule says. The rule says that you have to make sure or check whether the difference in the codomain and the domain are constant. What it means is that you just have to determine whether the difference in the domain, I mean the difference in the partner, so and the difference in the codomain are different. So when you check this now, you can see that the difference, what I mean by the difference in the consecutive, right, it considers not just only one person, right, not just only 2 people, right? So let's check the difference among the ladies. So this is what we have our ladies to be what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, right? So let's check the difference. How do you check the difference? Pay close attention. How do you check the difference? You just have to pick this guy minus this, not this minus that. Is that okay? So the second person minus the first person, so that will give me 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1. Is that okay? So if you want to go for this one, you can do 3 minus 2. So the next person minus the previous person, right? So as you can see here, for sure. Okay, maybe let me go for the last one. That should be what 5 minus 4. So that will give me 1. Is that okay? That is how you have to subtract, right? So perfect. Now you can see that everybody, the difference here is what 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That is exactly what we call the constant difference in the domain among the ladies. Remember, the law didn't say that only the domain. He said the constant difference in the domain and what the codomain. So the constant difference among the ladies as well as the gentlemen. Is that okay? It must be constant. The constant means that it doesn't change. So as you have checked the first part, we have 1 1 1 in the first part. What about the second one? So just check this one. The same process. So that should be 5 minus 2. That will give me 3, right? So when you check 8 minus 5, that will also be 3. So here will be a 3, here will be a 3, and so on and so forth. You can see that 11 minus 8 is 3. Now you can say, hooray! The law of what? This rule is what? Linear, right? If one of them failed, then we cannot say this is a linear. There's a different way of doing that. That is why you have to subscribe to the channel now, right? Okay, now that is for a linear. You have the conditions of the linear. The conditions is what I've just checked. You have to check the difference in the first part and the second part. Okay, now if it is a linear, then what do you have to do? You just have to write this thing down, right? Just have to write this formula down. That is y is equal to ax plus b. Just write it down, right? Because you know that the law of the mapping is on a linear. Now, how do you check? How do you know your a? Now, how do you find your a here? Look at a. A is the difference in the partners divided by the difference in the ladies, right? So the partners are here. So when you check that, what did you get? After checking that, what did you get? After checking the difference in the partners, we had 3. Right, that is 5 minus 2. I'll just go for 1. So 5 minus 2 here, and then the same people, remember that they are working in pairs, right? So this guy, the 2 here has a partner to be what? 5, and then 1 has a partner to be what? 2. So when you check the difference at the down here, you have 5 what? Minus 2. Right? What about the top? The top, that would be 2 minus 1. Is that okay? 5 minus 2 and then 2 minus 1, right? So the top will give me 3, the down will give me 1. So of course you have 3 here. So this is A, right? A is equal to 3, right? Just replace in the rule that you already have. Look at what is happening. So here will be y is equal to as plus what? B. So A is what? 3. Is that okay? So we are just replacing. So we are just replacing A to be what? 3, right? A is equal to 3. Exactly, perfect, right? So now let's move on. How do you find a B? How do you find a B? So pay a close attention. B here, B, this B here. You can only find a B by choosing what? Choose ordered pair. Now you know ordered pair. I mean, you and your partner, right? Ordered pair. Any. You can choose any, right? We don't care. We can choose any of them. So over here, because I'm too lazy, I'm going for 1 and 2, right? I don't want any confusion, so I'm going for what? 1 and 2, right? Someone can decide to go for 5 and 40. You still arrive at the same answer. Is that okay? Because I will go for what? 1 and 2. So we are just going to choose. So we choose the ordered pair, and that is what? 1 and 2, right? 1 and 2. You know that this is a lady, this is a gentleman, right? This is a lady, this is a gentleman. So what are you going to use this guy for? We are going to replace it in this. Is that okay? Just replace this thing in this one, right? Explaining it takes time, but once you practice, it's very simple, right? Very simple. So we are going to replace. You know that the gentleman is what? 2, and then the lady is what? 1. Just replace, then you solve for what? B, right? This is exactly what I've done here, right? So y is what? 2, and then you know that the a here, this 3 is what? A, right? So 3 multiplied by x, right? The x is what? 1. The lady over here, so 2 is equal to 3 multiplied by 1 plus b, right? So plus, because we don't know b, we are solving for the b. So after finding the b, so when you solve this thing, this will give you minus 1, right? B will be equal to what? Minus 1. If you don't know how to solve, that should be 2 is equal to 3 plus 1 b, right? This guy will come here. 2 is already here. Don't bring the 3 to the front. That should be, or you subtract anywhere by 3, subtracted by 3, right? So that will be 2 minus 3 is equal to b. So this is minus 1 is equal to b, right? So that is very simple. So b is equal to minus 1. So that is how I got b to be minus 1 here. Now how do you write your rule? This is how you have to write your rule. The rule of the mapping, right? So after, the reason why we are suffering from all this, or we are struggling with this, just to know a and b, right? We are just replacing a and b, a and b, a and b. Then we maintain the y and the x, because the partners are many, right? Yeah, the ladies are many, the gentlemen are also many. So you cannot just pick just specific person and then put it here. So the only thing you have to do is just replace your a and b in the general formula. So y is equal to 3x minus 1, right? So we are just replacing the a and b from this. That is why we are suffering like this, right?
are going to replace that a and b, the red one. So y is equal to 3x of minus 1. So that's exactly the rule of this mapping, right? That's exactly the rule of this mapping. You can check. Someone is so worried and can check. How do you check? You have y to be equal to 3x minus 1, right? So what you do is that you just have to check and make sure that when I pick a partner, maybe a lady to be what, 1, right? So look at something. When I pick this lady to be 1, right? Why? You have to check whether are you sure that your partner is 2. So how do you check that? So you check that by plugging in this guy here. So we are going to determine your partner, which is equal to, they say that we should use 3 multiplied by u, right? You are 1, and then minus 1. This will be equal to 3 minus 1. That is exactly 2. So sure, hooray! So you can say that, of course, your partner is what, 2, right? That is very, very simple. That is how you check this type of. So if you've enjoyed the video, just subscribe to the channel once again, share the link, and comment down below if you haven't understood anything. Thank you for watching.